probably 95%, if not 100% of the Iranians are listening to Persian-speaking media outside Iran. So it's a BBC Persian, there is Iran International, there are at least 5 or 6 of them.
That's probably really important to highlight, that Iran is a very modern and tech-savvy nation. Not
Very
just the
much
young
so.
people.
Probably more than I feel sometimes when I compare myself to what they are doing.
Yeah.
Since 1979, the earlier years, for a decade or two, they tried in a very crude fashion to restrict access to media outside Iran, because this is all through dishes, okay? And satellite dishes are everywhere. If you look at the, buildings of small towns and villages in Iran, there's always a dish, and they watch all kinds of things through this. And particularly because of what's happening now, they listen to all the news broadcasts from all this media, and they're extremely active. There are probably some of them even 24 hours or close, very extensive coverage of every clip that comes through. So what the government is doing now, the Islamic Republic, is that they restrict the entire internet.
They shut down the internet.
They shut down the internet, but they cannot afford shutting down the internet, because much of the business, much of the everyday life, much of the government affairs depends on the internet, like everywhere else. And Iran is extremely, if I hear from many of the colleagues and friends, it's like, in certain respects, it's like Sweden, where you go there is no more currency, and for a very good reason, because there's so much inflation that the banknotes are worthless in a sense. So everything is through, sweeping your card. And that the entire system is in a standstill, because people cannot buy food. You go to the supermarket, that's how you would do it. You order food to come to your house, which Iranians do, at least the middle classes, the more prosperous middle classes, doing all the time. So they deliver everything. And because of the COVID, it became even more. And they have to pay all through this system. So what happens is that now they're estimating that every day $50 million the Iranian government or the Iranian economy is losing because of slowing the internet.
Plus the frustration is growing, of course, because you can't order food.
Among other things.
Right.
I mean, they are in touch with, WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Every Iranian, virtually every Iranian.
Yeah.
That has education, and education in the sense that has gone through the high schools and universities, knows how to use the WhatsApp.
So there's a big middle class, like you said, secular middle class in Iran. And there's a lot of, at least, capacity for, if not revolution, then political, ideological turmoil.
And a huge amount of hatred.
So the hatred is growing.
Yes, hatred of the policies, of the regime, of isolation. That's a huge point that you hear a great deal about. That we don't want to be isolated. We don't want to be humiliated. Iran is not about this miserable regime that is ruling over us. We have a great culture. So there's a sense of a pride in their own culture, some of it, Islamic, some of it pre-Islamic. So there's a huge sense of a pride in that.